And hello, friends. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler. This is Cosmic Connections, and it's an opportunity to get together once a week and talk about the astrology and get together with each other and offer some support. And tonight, I'm going to be doing a lot of supportive, integrative work with you. Yes, we'll do the astrology, but I'm going to share with you some techniques kind of born from necessity, right? Over the years, many of you know this, I'm a massage therapist and healer and astrologer, and I've had the opportunity to do some research and some application on ways to kind of integrate both of these techniques. And I'm going to show you and share with you some things that might be helpful. As I sigh, and I know you all share with me a collective sigh, no matter where you are in the world, we are in full-blown eclipse territory. And I haven't seen you for a week. I've missed you. I escaped into the woods, and that was very soul supporting for me last week. So the question I think I'd like to pose for you tonight is, how are you coping as the world seems to be accelerating in its madness and the heartbreak and the terror of especially what we've experienced here in the United States? I'm sure the eyes of the world are on us with the not one but two massacres of innocents and innocent lives taken. In some ways, our innocence as an individual human being has been taken as well, because when we are confronted, when any person is confronted with something that's inexplicable, there is such a sense of helplessness and a mixture of feelings that go beyond words. So my intention tonight is to share perhaps some hands-on healing with you. Even though I can't touch you, I can direct you to touch parts of yourself to help in balancing the universal grief and the universal feeling of outrage in the madness. Does that make sense? We are in eclipse land. We are certainly in eclipse land. And those of you who are astrologers or who have been watching even this much of astrology know that in 2022 is a year like no other, because it's the year when the South Node is transiting through. And the shadow side of the South Node in Scorpio is everything and anything about power, manipulation, and control, and evil, and death, and anything having to do with a lack of control. And the techniques I'll be sharing with you in just a few moments will hopefully help you with that. It's based on the techniques are based on shiatsu. And I think we have some healers in the room. Some of you may be familiar with acupuncture and shiatsu. And so stay tuned for that. If you're new to Cosmic Connections, what we do, we talk about the astrology, we pose a question, and then we do spiritual messages. I want to give a big hug and a hello to Rebecca. Yes, I understood, Rebecca. A lot of us are, and you can make any sort of rhetoric you want. Well, I didn't know them. I personally know people in Buffalo who know people who were slaughtered in Buffalo. I can't even use the words, and you've all heard the words. But even if you don't know the people at the hands of evil shooting massacres, the human part of our souls are being ripped. We're feeling empty. We're feeling the sense of betrayal and everything in between. But I think at the core of it is grief. Real tangible grief, and we'll talk about that. Welcome, Meg. Hello, Cindy, Christy, and Diane. Thank you for being here, Dolly and Tina Marie and Anne Marie and Cindy and Nancy and Donna and Maria and Janet and Linda and Leslie and Chastity and Patty and Kat. Two cats, and they're right next to each other. Cat C and Cat M. Love you both. Hi, Donna, Virginia, Barb, Cindy. Oh, my dear friends, I've missed you. Donna, Lois, Terry, Trish, my dear sister Tina, John, Brenda. Hello, friends. You can't put it into words, and even though, yeah, right, Kat, you could be close to the scene. I'm talking mostly my Buffalo friends, right? I'll be repeating this, as many of you know, at 9 p.m. in Australia. And this is precisely why I do the two cosmic connections, because some things are a little bit more up close and personal. Buffalo's shattered. Buffalo, the Taurus town. That means the south node of Scorpio. The negative manifestations of 2022 is where Scorpio falls in our charts, where we need to empty out and where we have to release and let go. So wherever, my dear friends, you find Scorpio, think of it as the wrenching of the wound coming up to the surface so you can personally let go of it. That's what the nodes do. And they're painful. And when we have Scorpio nodes, like we do this year into 2023, and please, I'm not saying that means prediction of mass slaughters. I've done a lot of research on other cycles like this year, but it always means the darkest of the dark comes up to be viewed so we can release it. And so as I'm talking to you tonight, in the lunation in astrology, we have 8 phases of the moon, and we are now, as of today, in what we call the balsamic phase of the moon. Balsamic, like the vinegar. Balsamic means the moon keeps on losing its light, until we start anew on the new moon. So tonight, I'm going to try to give you information on both lunations between now and Monday. And that's Monday the 30th this is Eastern Daylight Time, at 7:30 in the morning. So when we wake up on Memorial Day, okay, that of course is a very powerful federal holiday when we memorialize and remember. Usually is to let go in some ways of the stuff in our lives we got to let go of. And I'm going to give you some techniques, stay tuned, in just a bit, that you can do self-shiatsu on you to help expedite the process and help with our grief and help with our outrage and help with our trauma. Rebecca said it well. This is triggering trauma. I think we're all being triggered with trauma. Okay, so here's a question. Please do share. I think it's fair to say that most of the 8 billion people on the planet, if they're aware of what's been going on under eclipse season in the US, and this is just one country, but then we could take it up and even include the Ukraine. I understand the war there is been accelerated, more horrors, more trauma in Europe. So it's all around us. And the North Node is Taurus. North Node is the sign in our charts where you find Taurus in your chart, where we have to move towards. And Taurus is the sign associated with what matters: food, clothing, shelter, and love. And in my universal healing way of thinking, using the shiatsu and I'm going to do this right now for you, then we'll get to the astrology. This is so powerful. Do this as I'm talking. Taurus is associated so much, believe it or not, with the lungs in your chart, the lungs in your physical body. The lungs are the body part that keep us alive. How do we associate and how do we speak of when someone is living or not living? We say their first breath, their last breath. So some healers in the room might know shiatsu or acupuncture or Chinese medicine. I'm really interested in your feedback about this. There are certain meridians or points in our body that we can actually access and help us with grief. And I'm going to share those with you right now as I'm talking. So one of them is the large intestine, and one is the lung, both of which are organs that work with elimination. So the lung in this capacity is the north node in Taurus, what we're moving towards to keep us breathing. How do you keep breathing in the face of horror? How do you keep breathing? How do you keep going when you're depressed? How does anyone keep going? So share those positive thoughts, my dear friends, in the comments. Please do that. How are you coping? The presumption is everyone is shattered, especially if you're listening to me from Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, the Taurus town, the town of good neighbors, the town that's known for its resilience, its down to earthness, has faced something is facing something as a collective process that's quite powerful. Okay. Yes. Interesting, Rhonda, you just said the post-C coughing. Coughing in Chinese medicine is related to what I'm going to share with you, is considered to be the metal element. So let's do the exercise first. We'll get to the astrology. We'll get to the spiritual messages. So simply, friends, when you are dealing with grief, and I know this firsthand because I not only have been a massage therapist and a healer, but I've received my share of healings and my share of massage and my share of acupuncture and my share of shiatsu. And anytime I've received at the talented hands of practitioners these points, sometimes I'll just start weeping. So 2 things to consider. Today until Monday, we're in balsamic. Balsamic is the time of letting go of the entire lunation of the entire month. This is the time of the month where we're supposed to let go and release and let God take over. It's release and let go. Number 2, between January 19th and July of 2023, the nodes or eclipses that we all experienced, these eclipses in the past 3 weeks, the eclipses are asking us to let go of something where we find Scorpio in our charts and letting go of Scorpio negative themes. The negative theme of Scorpio is power, manipulation, control, horror, death, all the nasty negative things that makes life so challenging. So we're letting go of that. So when you're doing these exercises, and here's the first one, and you can do this anytime. I believe I've been doing this a lot. Going out in the woods, going in my bathtub and doing it, walking by the stream. You place your little index fingers right here, friends. Doesn't that look silly? And then you pulse it. You breathe in. You close your eyes. It's kind of like a working meditation. And I'm just going to lead you through this. And then you hold the breath. And as you exhale, you're allowing your thoughts on your breath to release and let go of something that you want and need to let go of. Toxic relationships, clutter, a boss, a job, a partner, an old broken table in your home. So you're letting go as you're closing your eyes, and you can't not do this well. Okay. You could just, because you'll find the sweet spot right in here. It's tender, and you pulse it, and you close your eyes, and you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out. And you do that for a couple of minutes when you're feeling overwhelmed with grief. This will help you with grief. And when I've had this done to me on the massage table, sometimes, I've gone through grief in my life, like we all have, right? I'll start sobbing. So that's one point. I'm just going to give you a couple points. Here's the point. Point number 2. Observe hand. Observe other hand. Place the other hand right here in the crux here of the thumb and forefinger, and pulse that. And as you're pulsing that, friends, imagine what you want to build in your life. This would be a good one at the new moon. in your meditations, or just as you're walking around the home and you're just taking a little meditation break, do that. Start pulsing the index, between the index and the thumb. There's a little crux in there. There's a little well. And if you press that, that's an important acupuncture point, acupressure point that can help rebuild. All right. So this is, it's an experimental thing I've been working on for many years, but it just came to me. I want to share that with you tonight. That's what I want to share with you tonight. And now we'll get to the astrology. And big hugs to Laura and Kaylee and dear Virgil. Hello. Hello, Maria. Marianne. Good. Anne-Marie just seen EFT. EFT, of course, is based on what I'm sharing with you. Emotional freedom technique is based on universal, no, that's my name for it, universal healing protocol. It's based on the meridians. These meridians are very, 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 very powerful. And if you go to any massage therapist in New York State, because I used to run a massage program, it is the only state in the union as of 2010, it's been a while, maybe more, that absolutely mandate that you need to know shiatsu. Isn't that cool? New York State has some good things. So shiatsu in Chinese medicine is part of the prescription of every licensed massage therapist. There's a lot of cool stuff online. Hi, Patty. Hi, Jean. Mary Law from Connecticut. Thank you for being here today. Cindy, Megs. Again, EFT, emotional freedom technique. Go online, do something with your physical body, friends, is what I'm suggesting you do. To move past the grief and do the releasing between now and the new moon. Does that make sense? Do the releasing between now and the new moon. Let's see if I can share. No, I'm not going to share the screen. I have the actual chart slides. Let's see if that will let me do that. From my computer, upload files. I apologize, I didn't do this yet. I think it's www. If I can't find it, I'll just speak it like the old days before I gave you visuals. Okay. Documents. I think it's under CCC Wednesday. That's the lunar eclipse. I might just go without it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go without it. I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to just talk to you about the chart. So balsamic, starting today, balsamic is the letting go. Now I want you to picture this. I want you to picture an astrology chart, and on one side of the chart is that transiting south node, which is about release. It's the handle of the bucket. Now, the handle of the bucket means symbolically all of our emotions collectively and individually is about releasing. Maybe you need to let go of fear or anxiety, but if you hold on to grief too strongly, letting go, the process of letting go might be allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to be emotional. So the south node is the handle of the bucket. We have Pluto, the planet of death, trining, which is a good thing. Mercury, exactly. Mercury is cognition and talking and speaking. We're talking about how to avoid similar catastrophes that are built on this horror. It's in the conversation. It's in our cells. It's in our souls. We have to figure out how to stop this. It's a conversation about death. And as a result, many of us may be actually thinking about our own mortality during this balsamic cycle. Truly. What if? What if? What if I go into a grocery store? What if? You can't help not saying what if. That conversation is a part of the balsamic chart. Number 3, Venus, which is love and all things sacred and beautiful in our lives, is squaring Pluto. Pluto is the volcanic energy, the grumpy old man, the undercurrents. And that square is making us all crazy with this one comment. What can we do? It's not just our leaders. It's not just this one or that one. It's all of us. What's the imperative? What can we do? Neptune is squaring chaos. Yeah. There's an actual thing in the sky called chaos. And we feel maybe surreal about what has been happening. And then with this balsamic energy, we have the moon at 4 degrees of Aries. It's conjunct or right next to Jupiter, right next to Mars. And Mars is the great planet of violence and anger and madness. They're all working together. So all of us are wanting to take action in our own lives, motivating action. The Sabian symbol, the word picture of this time between now and Monday, is a white triangle with wings. It represents unity consciousness. If there is one thing, and please understand, I'm not talking about strategies on how to prevent another massacre. I'm not talking about specific strategies. I'm talking about the empathetic and empathic collective experience of feeling in everyone's souls that something has to be done. I'm not talking about solutions. I'm talking about the universal empathy centers being triggered. So the Sabian symbol is a white triangle with wings. The interpretation of that is unity consciousness. And then I looked at the chart of the balsamic cycle, and this is what I saw. I saw a triangle in the chart, and that involved Vesta, which is spiritual practices, Ceres, which is food, clothing, and shelter, and Hygeia. When in doubt, when the world seems to be crumbling around us, a really good practice is to say to yourself, what can I do to make myself better? What can I do to make myself more hygienic, healthier? What can I do with Ceres? How can I eat better? How can I sleep better? How can I take care of myself better? And how can I spiritually practice my beliefs? So that's the triangle of this chart. Vesta, spiritual practices, Ceres, our food, and our self-care and our mothering. Be gentle with yourself, mothering oneself, and Hygeia, with the ultimate plan is to become more healthy. Hope that makes sense. All right. Okay. Heartbroken and disgusted. Yes, Catsy. Yes. Totally understand that. And Nancy's been doing some positivity. Nancy S., the loving kindness meditations. Perfect, Nancy. It's almost like the yin and yang. The more we experience the worst of human actions or behavior, the more we have to double down and do whatever we can to empower the best of ourselves. So this is here's your prerogative between now and Monday, what you need to let go of. If you are Aries or Aries rising, you want to let go of some element of your self-identity, Aries. Maybe let go of a perceived notion about yourself, letting go of self, surrendering part of yourself, number one. For Taurus, you're letting go and releasing deep fears, Taurus. I talked to a Taurus today, my dear Taurus friend. I don't think she's in the room, but she was having a lot of dreams. And dreams can be downright frightening, can't they? Can they not? She's a very psychic person. But the point is, you might want to release, Taurus, some of those undercurrents of fears that might manifest in your dreams. Number 3 is Gemini. This balsamic is asking you to release and let go of certain people that you're not on the same page with. And that's okay. With love, I love you, but you might not be on the same page with me. So I don't want to get frustrated. We have a different opinion about this. We have a different opinion about that. So maybe I'll see you in a month. That's okay. That's what this releasing is about between now and Monday. For our Cancer friends, releasing responsibility. You're in a job, you're in a home, you're in a community, Cancer. Sometimes you just can't fix it all. So if you're Cancer or Cancer rising, release consciously, breathe that out, do our little pulsing, and release Cancer, the ultimate responsibility. Atlas shrugged. The whole world does not depend on our Cancer friends. If you are Leo or Leo rising, this balsamic time is asking you to release your certain way of thinking. This is what I believe. This is my thought. Maybe I want to release that and substitute a different way of thinking. So it's okay, Leo, to not be sure. You know, our fixed signs are always sure. But if you're Leo or Leo rising, it's okay to let go of what you think you know. For Virgo, release the fear of death. Oh, yeah. Come on. We're all afraid to die. Even us mediums who talk to dead people. Come on, we are. It's not natural. Our Taurus part of our body wants to keep on going. But if you're Taurus or Taurus rising, or release power, manipulation, and control, or release fears concerning long-term financial security. It's all about releasing this week. Libra, releasing partners that aren't there for you. It's okay. Release the folks, your BFFs, that aren't really there for you, or release some element of you being a good partner and rev up and become a better partner. In other words, I hope this makes sense. The Libras have to release the old way of they think, the way they're partnering. So if you're in a beautiful relationship, my gosh, Libra, continue to be in that beautiful relationship, but maybe release what you used to do and be a better partner. Scorpio, release the old way of taking care of yourself. You know, it's in the 6th house. So this particular lunation is asking you to be very cognizant of the way you're self-caring, sleeping, moving, eating. Sagittarius, release. I don't know if I really release this. Release things that don't give you joy. How about that? If you are Sagittarius, release the things in your life that do not give you joy. Embrace the joy. You know, you really want to do X, Y, and Z. Do that. Make it your prerogative. For Capricorn, release some aspects of your home and family, and with forgiveness and love, you might be changing things around in your home. For our Aquarius friends, release fixed ideas. And Pisces, release your thoughts about money. Money ain't everything. All right. So the Pisces might say, what matters to me is my time. What really matters to me are my friends, all the things that money can't buy. So release and shift around, Pisces, your qualities concerning money. So that's a lot, right? Oh, we have more friends. Keep on, you know, as you're sitting here talking, I mean, don't be driving when you're doing this. People are going to think you're really odd. But don't forget this and this. This will help you in your meditations. Do it before you go to sleep. It helps to clear out the grief out of your cells. This is a cellular, community, collective, human experience to deal with grief. That's what we're doing on a collective level. And it's just the first eclipse cycle. We have another eclipse cycle in the fall, another eclipse cycle next year. And in history, every 18 years, we have these same eclipse configurations. We go through this types of experience. And that's another whole class, but I won't go into that now. New moon, new beginnings. Again, to remind you, it's Monday, Eastern Daylight Time, 7:30 in the morning. I will be sleeping then, but some of you get up before 7:30 in the morning. Please set your intentions after 7:30 in the morning on Monday, okay? Plug into the new opportunities for all of us. Now, the Sabian symbol is an interesting one. It's the image of a plane, an airplane, doing a nosedive, as if falling, as if it's going to crash. A plane. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be a plane crash. Please don't look this literally. Sabian symbols are simply symbols. And this symbol can be interpreted as many things, right? A symbol. Daredevil stunts, free falling. The idea of plunging into something without really knowing what you're doing. I'll take that risk. I'll take that new job. I'll move. I'll plunge into that relationship. Maybe that's a good thing. The new moon is going to rev us up to take chances because the plane doesn't crash. The symbol is as if it's falling and going to crash, but it rights itself. That's a symbol. We also have the North Node, sextile Mars. We're getting a grip on with the new moon, and this is good for the whole month. We're getting a grip on how we want to manage our thinking processes. Remember, Gemini is all about cognition, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we communicate, the way we network. So with the sextile to the Mars Jupiter, it's basically asking us to be cognizant of your words and who you are sharing ideas with. Treasure your mind, treasure your speaking. We have Pluto in conjunct chaos. Remember, Pluto's the volcano. Pluto is the godfather. Pluto is, defying death. Pluto is the bad boy of the zodiac. In conjunct means it's not getting along with chaos. So that's not a really great aspect of this new moon, but we might be feeling it. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Well, everything's cyclical. We've always had desperate situations, but that comes to mind. Here's a good thing. This new moon has the North Node conjunct Mercury. Mercury is still retrograde, by the way. So we're going back in our thoughts. We're going back in our ruminations. We're looking backwards in order to find a new trajectory for ourselves. All right. So for all of you on Monday, make your wish. Start over again. For our wonderful Aries friends, make a wish and a new beginning in the realm of thinking, organizing your time and schedules. For Taurus, with your finances, make a new beginning with how you are making your money and what you value most in life. For Gemini, make a new you. It's your new moon. It's like a second birthday, Gemini. Happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. For Cancer, the new beginning is falling in your house of spirituality. If you're psychic, you'll get more psychic. You'll have more psychic flashes. If you are a Leo or Leo rising, this new moon is activating your friendships and a new way of being with people. For Virgo, a new way of being in your career. For Libra, a new way of communicating your truth, writing, speaking, and traveling. For Scorpio, a new way of making a connection with your own internal power, trusting your spiritual center. For Sagittarius, a new way of communicating and being with a partner. For Capricorn, a new way of being in the workplace or taking care of yourself. For Aquarius, a new way of playing. It's a fun time for the Aquarius. Creativity. For our beautiful Pisces, we're all beautiful. I don't want to just pick on Pisces. But for Pisces, this new moon is in your house of home and family, a new vision for where you would like to live and how you would perceive your family to be. All right, dear friends. Hopefully that made some sense for you. Let's do some spiritual work. Big hello and how that works, dear friends. Just let me know if you'd like to get a reading. I'm a two-fisted drinker today. Where's my water? I'm just stuck with the coffee. Here's the water. And how this works. Did it? Oh, good, Kaylee. I'm glad it really did. Thank you, Jessica. Hi, Annie. All you need to tell me is if you want to read. And the only way I can do this kind of fairly is I use my finger, I close my eyes. Hello, dear Kalina. Hi, Janet. Mary T. Rhonda. Old friends, new friends. Yes, it's a gift to let go. Absolutely. Please understand, this is the let go moon. We're in the let go south node. If you're new to this, I do spiritual reads. I let spirit do the talking. and I shut off my linear mind and just trust. Okay. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words to be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and for the best. We align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. And let's see, who did I come to? Hi, Annie, Christine. Oh, look at that! I can bring you into the picture there. All right, so you're it, Miss Annie. And as I'm tuning into your energy, and a lot of times I make astrological references. I'm going to make an astrological reference to you, Annie, not knowing you've even looked at your chart ever. It's okay. But I'm seeing a lot of air in your chart. I'm seeing that you're high energy type of person. You talk, you read, you network. April was a tough month because some of your, I want to use the word studies, were being, your spiritual studies were being criticized, I believe, by someone that you're close with. They're just kind of like, what's she talking about? This astrology, these stones. I'm getting stones with you, like healing stones, crystals. And Annie, I want to say this, and you're welcome to communicate with me as I'm doing this, right? Annie, Christine, you give me feedback, but I'm not going to look at you or look at the banner because here's another little psychic tip, friends. Put your eyes to the ceiling. That opens up your third eye and also opens up your psychic centers. So, my dear Annie, the other thing I'm picking up that April, I'm around the end of March, first part of April, and feeling this criticism or judgment, but that is melding and managing to heal itself as we move forward. And I'm getting this new moon is a real opportunity for you to mend fences, is what I'm getting for you. Speaking of fences, there's someone from Spirit. He's a gentleman. I think this is a grandfather, actually, as opposed to a father, who had a sizable piece of property, may have been enough so you have a big fence around it, right? He loved the country. This is the grandfather I'm with right now who loved the country. I'm getting kind of some rolling hills. I'm not saying he was a farmer, but he loved his plots of land. And what he's saying to you is that you miss that yourself, that you're yearning for more green space, or maybe you haven't put a garden in, or you could put a garden in. I'm not sure, but I'm getting Taurus. That you're striving to center and ground yourself literally with the land. That's one of your goals or one of your hopes, Annie. And he's imparting wisdom in a real subtle way. And he's saying that you might not have known him very well when he was on the earth plane because he was maybe separated, you guys didn't see each other, but he's still an ancestor that he keeps his eye on you. And there's something very jocular about him, something that was very funny. He was a magnificent human being that always made people feel very comfortable. And he says you have that same trait, that you really like to help people, welcome them into your home and so forth. Does this make sense? You want a greenhouse. Oh, cool. Yay. Well, maybe this gentleman in spirit, as I'm thinking it's your grandpa, is going to help you design it. Go for it, Annie. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Thank you. I leave that with you, Annie, with God's blessings. Thank you for being part of the Cosmic Connections. One more. I might as well just put a blindfold on and do this, right? It's a very different way of doing readings than looking at someone face to face in my office or over Zoom. Okay. Trish Williams. My fingers stop with you. Trish Williams. I don't think I've met you. I don't think I've met some of you at all. Some of you I've known for years. Hi, Virgil. 20 years, right? I don't know if Virgil's still in the room. You know, we meet so many beautiful people in our lifetimes, and they all impact us in so many different ways. Trish, as I'm tuning into your energy, the message I'm getting for you tonight is hold the course. Keep the course. keep the not stand your ground, but keep on believing in the course you're taking. I get a lot of frustration in your energy pattern, Trish, that there's just been this sense of, oh my gosh, I've tried this door, I've tried that door, and I am feeling a little despondent here. Hold the course, Trish. Now, this is related to, it's two things in particular. It's your lifestyle and your avocation, not just the job. Sometimes we have a job that helps us with the bills, and sometimes we have an avocation, which is what we'd like to do. And sometimes they both come together as one. So hold your course, steady the aim, and don't give up. It's been a while since you have, I want to say, created this plan for yourself. But the more that you surrender your fear, and I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just getting this from spirit. Surrender the feelings of unworthiness, right? I'm getting such compassion with you, such a woman of great empathy for others, that you may help others on a very concrete way over and over and over. I gave you I gave everybody these little shiatsu techniques, but it would be very good for you, Trish, to literally put up imaginary boundaries when you're dealing with some difficult people who are very demanding. Like, actually picture a white light of energy surrounding you and protecting you, because you have to interact with people who are very challenging, shall we say. And you have the means to kind of energetically protect yourself. I know there's something going on. I don't like to do medical stuff, but I'm just getting a little discomfort in my right side of my body. It might be from the hip down, and Spirit is saying, what you have to do to correct that discomfort, sure. Whether it be, just walking or stretching or chiropractic, I'm just giving that to you. I'm getting excited about the fall for you, Trish, because it's going to be a real great opportunity for you to go someplace that's not just a vacation, but a learning opportunity. And I don't think you might know what that is at this moment, but if you hear about, I don't know, a retreat or a class or something that's both educational and fun, jump on it. It might take you some time to organize it and get it going, but it's going to be fabulous. And I'll leave that with God's blessings. See your frustration of in the right place. Okay, and boundaries. Oh, yeah. You're like an empath on steroids. Okay. How cool is that, Trish? And I thank you for mentioning human design. That is not my expertise or mastery, but if it is yours, let people know how they can reach you. Human design is an amazing tool to help people understand themselves, as is astrology, as is so many different modalities. All right, but you will master those boundaries, Trish. And I'm really feeling, and we go to this seminar, this retreat, or something like this in the fall, it'll be easier for you to integrate these new boundaries. Okay. All right, she understood that. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you for saying you would listen to the replay. It's always fun because we are recording. We are recording. Dear friends, God bless you all. And please know that you're in good company, that the human family is suffering mightily. And so when in doubt, not one of us can do it all. Work on yourself incrementally. At the new moon, start something new on Monday. Between now and Monday, release something that you've been troubled by. And quite frankly, I'm going to be releasing some of the clutter in my household. I've been working on that for about 20 years, but more than that too. Thank you for being a part of the Cosmic Connections. Tune in if you'd like at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Oh, one more thing. Here's the commercial. I'll put my thing. If you want to join me tomorrow night, I do my monthly new moon classes. This is my website. And you can join, because even if you live away from Buffalo, New York, you can come into the class. We're going to be starting tomorrow night at 7, and I take you through the next month. So join me, please, tomorrow. Details are on my website. God bless you, and we'll see you next week, God willing. Bye-bye.